All right. Arsenal has gone ahead to obviously beat the side of Mansfield by 2-1. Away win for the club of Arsenal, and lots of stats have been made in this particular game of football. I tell you what, it is really interesting that they have gone ahead to obviously rest some huge number of players, and they've gone ahead to register a very big win. Welcome to the Rokani Media Football. How are you guys, and where are you watching us from? I go by the names of Rokani David. It's much like button, comment, and share. If you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. And continue to subscribe to this channel because we want to hit 30,000 subscribers. And as I predicted, I called in for a 3-1 win yesterday in my probable or in a match preview. But guess what has going to happen? It has ended 2-1 in favor of Arsenal. But it had a nervy ending and it has not obviously going to be a very easy game for the club of Arsenal. So how did this game obviously start on? Arsenal went ahead to obviously score in the 41st minute through Madueke, and the assist went to none other than a player called Gabriel Martinelli, right? And then first half ended 1-0 in favor of Arsenal, and 5 minutes into the second half, Salmon went ahead to obviously do a blind pass towards Mosquera, and Will Evans went ahead to capitalize onto that and really leveled the game. The manager had to make changes, and it saw him bring on Julian Timber. You know, he took off Salmon, and then he went ahead to obviously get off Kai Havertz and brought on Noni Madueke. Noni Madueke hadn't even spent, I think, 5 minutes onto the field of play, and he scored the second goal to give Arsenal a lead for the second time in a row in there for you. That is the club of Arsenal into this particular game of football. And Mansfield had some good chances, but they couldn't obviously bury them in the back of the net. And if you don't bury your chances in the back of the net, that's what results into you losing out. And Arsenal's gonna hit obviously beat Mansfield by 2-1, and they are into the next round. I think it's gonna be the round of 8 teams in there for you. Yesterday, Liverpool went ahead to knock out Wolverhampton Wanderers by 2-0, and now Arsenal is another team that has gone ahead obviously go through. And we head into these stats that you guys need to know about this particular fixture. Now, before this game of football went ahead to kickstart, they told us that through Max Dowman and Mari Salmon, Arsenal are the first ever Premier League side to start a competition game with 2 players aged 16 or under in any competition. So Salmon and Max Dowman at 16 years of age, you understand, and they obviously start the game, and another set of history has been really marked in this side. Now, we've been told that Arsenal are the first ever Premier League team to reach 100 goals in all competitions this season, and just the third big 5 European League sides to reach the milestone this term, after Bayern Munich 128 and Barcelona is having 110. So it shows you that Arsenal is one of those sides that has gone ahead to obviously score very, very many goals, you know, and you have to obviously give them a very huge applaud for that, because it's not easy to obviously come up and obviously score such number of goals in there for you. And whose goal marked the 100th goal for the club of Arsenal? It has been a man known as Noni Madueke. He scored a very beautiful goal. You know, the goalkeeper couldn't obviously come close to saving that ball from entering the net in there. So Bayern Munich has scored 128 goals. Barcelona has scored 110, and I think now Arsenal has scored 101 goals in there for you. Now, the other start that has been really very instrumental into this is coming from Ebelechi Eze. In the Premier League era, since 1992 to 1993, only in 2005 to 2006 season 20 have Arsenal had more goals scored via substitutes than their 19 so far in 2025-2026, meaning that today Arsenal have gone ahead to see a 19th goal being scored by their substitute, and that is Noni Madueke. To see to it that it takes them to where they deserve to be as a side of Arsenal. So that is really very important. Stats have obviously gone ahead to be put out as history is being made and written all out there by a club known as Arsenal in there for you. So that is Arsenal for you. They've gone ahead to come in through and they've gone ahead to obviously win this particular game of football. Let's head into the stats and see how things have gone ahead to pan out. The stats are as follows, all were as follows. Mansfield 9 shots, Arsenal had 21 shots, 5 shots on target by Mansfield, Arsenal had really 10, 33% ball possession by Mansfield, Arsenal had 67% ball possession, 220 passes completed by Mansfield, Arsenal completed 499, 76% passing accuracy by Mansfield, 88% passing accuracy by Arsenal, 13 fouls by Mansfield, 6 fouls by a club known as Arsenal, 4 yellow cards to Mansfield and 2 yellow cards shown to Arsenal players, 0 red cards to either sides and 0 offsides to Mansfield, 1 offside to Arsenal, 4 corners to Mansfield and 8 corners to the club of Arsenal. When talking about corners, today Arsenal hasn't scored any goal from a set piece. I think now the haters will obviously have nowhere to hide, because every time Arsenal has gone ahead to score goals from set pieces, I've gone ahead to see to it that they've gone ahead to say Arsenal is set piece FC. And my question has always been, is it out of the rules, for the side of Arsenal not to obviously score goals from set pieces? You get? And when teams like City score from a set piece, they've gonna have to execute it very well. But Arsenal has mastered the craft and the art of obviously scoring goals from that side, and we have to give them a very big applause for that. And the team I support, Man United too, they score goals from set pieces too. If you remember the first goal they scored against Spurs, it was really a very good one. And if you remember the only goal they scored against Newcastle, Bruno Fernandes laying in that cross on the near post, Casemiro heading it home to obviously level up that game in there. So set pieces are part of the game. Now, if you are really talking about only corners, what of the new proposal that Arsene Wenger has gone ahead to obviously put on the table, that throw-ins should be forgotten from the game of football? And it's like throw-ins should turn into free kicks. You get? Like, instead of a player throwing in a ball, it should be a free kick. And what's the reason for him to obviously come up and obviously bring this on the table? It's because teams waste a lot of time when it coming to throw-ins. You get? So he's like, let's do free kicks to see to it that teams don't really get the ball out of the pitch a lot. And this is all done to see to it that teams spend most of the time on the pitch. Like, the ball spends over time on the pitch. That's that. Even if you think about putting it past the touchline, you obviously think of a free kick. So that's what Arsene Wenger is really saying in there. So Arsenal has really done its best, but for Noni Madueke, I think he's punching beyond his weight, with the manager not really trying to obviously give him what he deserves in as far as minutes. He has tried his level best to represent every time they've gone ahead to obviously give him a chance to represent for his team. That is a team known as Arsenal. So Arsenal are through to what we call the round of 8. And the remaining teams that we are waiting to see who goes through: Fulham versus Southampton. One will obviously get into the round of 8. Then Port Vale or Sunderland, Newcastle or Man City, Leeds or Norwich, Wrexham or Chelsea, West Ham or Brentford. So that's how things are in there for you. So Arsenal has done its level best, but Max Dorman again has been a man who has gone ahead to obviously make a lot of news. And I think many people will look at the goal scorers, but I think the guy has really looked good. Max Dorman is the name. Don't forget it. He's really one of those, and today he has been played so much of the central role by the manager known as Mikel Arteta. So not much I have to say about this particular encounter, but I want to let you know that it's done, and Arsenal's gonna hit obviously play its game. They're into the quarterfinals of the FA Cup, and they're waiting for who they'll face. And I know by the end of tomorrow, we will be knowing who Arsenal has been given in the FA Cup quarterfinals. It hasn't been really a very hard tie for them. If at all you look at them, Wigan Athletic, Portsmouth, Brighton, now Mansfield. So I think they are really doing the needful, and they've been blessed. So your reactions to this are welcome in the comment section below. Noni, Madueke, and Eze have been on target. And see you later, my mates, because we love you a lot, and continue to subscribe because we want to hit 30,000 subscribers. We out.